welcome my dear students once again to your YouTube channel. In today's video, I shall be discussing a poem from your ICSE syllabus. The poem is titled The Power of Music, and this is from your textbook Treasure Chest, a collection of ICSE poems and short stories. So, without further ado, let's get started. But yes, before I begin, let me remind you, if you have been finding my videos interesting and helpful, kindly do not forget to give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. Most importantly, do not forget to share these videos with your friends who might as well be, benefited from them before their exams. So, without further ado, let's get started. I am on page 49 of your treasure chest, and the title of the poem I told you is The Power of Music, and this is by the celebrated author Sukumar. The Power of Music. This poem was originally written as Ganer Guto in Bengali. It is a poem from Sukumar Rai's Abul Tabul, the Weird and the Absurd, a collection of nonsense verse. Nonsense verse is a typical style of poetry which does not conform to any particular rhyme scheme and any particular style of writing. Okay, and not only in Bengali, we have had nonsense verse in Lewis Carroll as well, Edward Lear as well. Lewis Carroll's most famous poem, The Walrus and the Carpenter, being a poem written in nonsense verse. Anyway, the collection was translated into English by Professor Shukanta Chaudhary. Professor Shukanta Chaudhary is a celebrated English professor from Jadavpur University. Alright, so coming down, The Power of Music is a humorous account of the determined efforts of the irrepressible, someone who cannot be, suppressed, irrepressible Bhishalochon Sharma to entertain those around him with his tuneless singing. He sings, okay, and he sings to his heart's content. But what he fails to realize is he sings in absolute, tune and melody which is absolutely unpleasant to the ears. So, despite their frantic pleas and protests, so people frantically want him to stop. But then, our Bhishalochana Sharma, the protagonist, is unfazed, unmoved by their pleading, and he goes on singing. Alright, so let's see the power of music. What the poet has to say. When summer comes, we hear the hums. Bhishwalochan Sharma. So, in summer, who sings? Bhishwalochan Sharma. And here the hums is your figure of speech alliteration. When summer comes, we hear the hums. Bhishwalochan Sharma. You catch his train on hills and plain from Delhi down to Burma. So he goes on singing. You catch his strain. Strain is a series of musical notes. On hills and plain from Delhi down to Burma. So when Bhishwalochan Sharma sings, he sings it as if in a manner where his songs have the vast reach beyond the geographical borders, right from Delhi till up to Burma. Burma is present day Myanmar. He sings as though he staked his life. He sings as though he's hell-bent. Hell-bent is determined. He sings as if there is no tomorrow, and he goes on singing. The people, dazed, retire amazed, although they know it's well meant. However, the people cannot put up with such atrocious sounds. It is no music at all, but rather atrocious sounds. They become dazed and they retire amazed. Okay. However, deep inside, they also know that Bhishwalochan Sharma is a good human being. He doesn't wish to harm others. Okay. They are trampled in the panic rout or languish pale and sickly. So they are all, overwhelmed. What is Bishwalochana Sharma's impact on the other human beings who are listening to him? There is absolute chaos. Okay, they are dazed, they retire amazed, and they trampled in panic rout or languish pale and sickly. There is utter chaos, there is utter confusion. Everyone becomes overwhelmed and plead, and then they end up pleading, requesting, "My friend, we are near our end. Oh, you stop your singing quickly. We are almost dying to hear such rough music. Please stop singing." Stop your singing is again your alliteration. The bullock carts are overturned and horses line the roadside. So bullock carts gets overturned, and even horses, along the roadside, they stop. So you see, it is not only the human beings, even the animals cannot tolerate Bishwalochana Sharma's song. But Bishwalochana, unconcerned, he is absolutely unmoved by all this. But Bishwalochana, unconcerned, goes booming out on his broadside. Broadside is powerful singing. Bishwalochana is unaffected by all of this. Instead, he goes on singing loudly. And then the wretched brutes refers to the animals and the other entities of nature. The wretched brutes resent the blare, the hour they hear it sounded. So there is, blare is cacophony. They whine and stare with feet in air or wonder quite confounded. Confounded is confusion. They get confused. What is happening? And they throw their legs in the air in utter desperation, asking Bishwalochana Sharma to become quiet. However, Bishwalochana Sharma, being Bishwalochana Sharma, he is unmoved by their pleas. He goes on singing. The fishes dived below the lake in frantic search for silence. The very trees collapse and shake. You hear the crash a mile hence, and in the sky the feathered fly turn turtle while they are winging. So you see, it is not only the human beings who are affected by his music. The animals were also affected, and now we see the fishes in the lake. They try to go down deeper, okay, so as to filter out Bishwalochana's songs. And in fact, the trees start collapsing hearing the sound. Remember, we did When Great Trees Fall, in the previous poem that we did, When Great Trees Fall. If you haven't watched this video, the link I'm providing in the description, you could always go back and watch it. Alright. So in When Great Trees Fall, we've seen how trees topple. Okay. When great men die. And here we see trees are toppling because they cannot withstand the atrocity, the crudeness of Bishwalochana's songs. You hear the crash a mile hence. So when great trees fall, you could hear this sound, and similarly here also, when great trees are falling because of Bishwa's songs, you can hear it from a faraway distance. And in the sky, the feathered fly refers to the birds, turn turtle while they are winging. Winging is flying. And while the birds are flying in the sky, what do? They turn turtle. Turn turtle is an idiom. Okay, turn turtle is an idiom. It means to turn upside down. So the birds get affected so badly with his songs that they turn upside down. Alright. Now this very line, the very trees collapse and shake. You hear the crash a mile hence. This is a hyperbole. The figure of speech is a hyperbole or an exaggeration, as if trees falling, fishes going down, and these are all exaggeration. And also this, when in the first stanza you see when Bishwalochana Sharma is singing, and it says that his songs reach from Delhi down to Burma, it is also an exaggeration. The poem is actually, you see, a humorous account of a person's habit. Okay. Again we cry, we are going to die. Oh, won't you stop your singing? So people are desperately pleading. Not only people, now the animals, the birds, everyone starts pleading. Will you not stop? We are dying. But Bisho soared beyond our reach. However, we plead and grumble. No matter how much pleading we do, Bisho is unaffected by all of it. The welkin weeps. Welkin is Old English. Old English for the sky. Even the sky starts to cry to hear his screech. What is screech? It is no music. Bhishya thinks it is music, but then it is actually a screech. What is a screech? A screech is a high-pitched sound. And mighty mansions tumble. So even the tall buildings, which are very huge, even they start tumbling, owing to the impact of Bhishya's songs. But now there comes a billy goat, a most sagacious fellow. He downs his horns and charges straight with bellow answering bellow. So now, since no one could, bring down Bishalochan's songs, there was this goat. And he wanted to confront and challenge Bishalochan. So what did he do? With his horns, he just went on charging towards Bishalochan Sharma. And bellow answering bellow. Bellow comes from this sound. The sound of this thing. The goat is said to be bellow. Okay, so this is an onomatopoeic expression. Figure of speech is onomatopoeia. Bellow answering bellow. So the goat goes and attacks. The strains of songs are tossed and whirled by the blast of brutal violence. So bombastic noise. And Bishalochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. Golden gift is again alliteration. So precious gift of silence. When the goat goes and attack, when the people of the world could not stop Bhishma from singing, when the birds were, affected, the fishes were affected, no one dared to, no matter how much they pleaded, they did not, it could not bring down Bishalochan's singing. There was this goat who went on and confronted Bishalochan and attacked him and compelled him to keep shut. And then only he became quiet and Bishalochan's song stopped forever and the world was gifted with the happiness of peace. Alright, so that's the poem, my dear students. It's a very simple poem, a very humorous one, yet very, very potent. Why? Because if you look at the themes of the poem, the first theme of the poem is absurdity of overconfidence. Bishalochan Sharma, even though he did not mean any harm to anybody, he was so overconfident of his talent that he went on singing despite people's pleadings. And it, adversely affected the people. The second thing would be lack of self-awareness. Bishalochan Sharma did not have that awareness about himself that it is not song that he is singing. It is not at all melodious. It is not at all soothing. And it is inversely or adversely affecting people. That awareness he did not have. The third theme of the poem is destructive power of art. Music is said to have a calming effect, a healing effect on people. But it doesn't do that. It destroys their mental stability. It destroys their mental peace. The fourth theme of the poem could be the value of silence. See how the poet has used the golden gift of silence. Silence is one of the most rewarding experience a person can experience in his or her own life. Okay, so that gift of silence, that value of silence where you can sit quietly, calm, composed mind, retrospect, about you and yourself, or for that matter, about the people around you, that moment of silence is very important. Okay, so the value of silence. And finally, even though this might seem to be a very little off the track theme, but then this I thought is also could be considered as a theme in nature's response to chaos. Okay, when the entire, I mean, not only the human beings, the animals, the fishes, the birds, they were all overwhelmed with Vishalochan's song. There was absolute chaos. It was the little billy goat who had the courage to, go and attack Vishalochan and ask him to stop. So, the courage of the billy goat is important. So, the theme of nature's response to chaos could be also considered. Now, coming to the title of the poem, The Power of Music. Music is actually something which is melodious, which is rejuvenating, which is, which has a calming effect, a soothing effect on a person, a healing effect on a person. However, when the narrative unfolds in the poem, we get to realize that actually the title of the poem has been framed in such a way that it becomes a satirical take on the power of music, and along with that, a crude commentary on the importance of self awareness. If you do not have awareness about your own self, how harmful it can be, not only for you but for the people around you, is also what the poet wanted to highlight through this poem of his. Alright, so this is the poem, my dear students. I hope I have been lucid enough with my explanation. If you find this video helpful, kindly do not forget to share this with your friends, and also do not forget to give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. See you in the next video really soon. Till then, take very good care of your health and goodbye.